delightful Academy Award-nominated film that chronicled Sir James Matthew Barrie's writing and 1904 production of Peter Pan, The Boy Who Refused to Grow Up, recently announced its opening as a Broadway musical, just in time for the Longstreet family to see it in preview during my birthday in New York celebration. To say I was excited about the prospect is an understatement. You see, I think this show provides a valuable life lesson. From this based on true facts production, we learn about Barrie's inspiration for Peter Pan, his most remembered work, and see that in fact, Barrie was the boy who refused to grow up. After the tragic loss of his brother David at the age of 6 and the resulting devastating impact on his mother, Barrie realized that David would always remain a boy to those who knew him. As Barrie grew up, he was given the opportunity to relive a small part of his lost childhood through the family of widow Sylvia Davies. He invited Sylvia and her children to his country home for the summer. While there, and acting as their playmate, he taught the children the wonder of imagination, and their antics became the storyline for his play, Peter Pan. The title character was even derived from Mrs. Davies' youngest son, Peter. Incidentally, in the play, he added a daughter named Wendy, a name created and first used by Barrie and inspired by another child who Barrie befriended. Margaret, who could not pronounce R's, expressed the word friendly as Fwendy, and thus a name was born. Through the time spent with the Davies, Barrie brought life and joy to the family, even as Sylvia suffered through terminal illness. Moreover, the experience with the Davies children inspired Barrie to bring delight to his audiences. While watching the surprised, slightly amused, and then thoroughly entertained faces of the inaugural audiences to Peter Pan's 1904 opening, portrayed in Finding Neverland, I was reminded of a passage from John Powers' book, The Junk Drawer Corner Store Front Porch Blues. In the book, he writes about a debate with his own son, who was a theater major working in summer stock. Prior to a performance, he was trying to convince the son to get a real job. The son's reply was, "In about an hour, people will come in and sit down, not really knowing what to expect. I and my fellow actors will go out on that stage and create a magic carpet. We will seize their spirits and take them for a ride through their imaginations. A ride that some of them perhaps have not taken since their early childhood. When we bring them back, when they leave this theater, they will be a little more alive than when they came in. Of all the tens of thousands of days they live in their lives, this is one of the few they will always remember." I believe that Sir James Matthew Barrie achieved that mission each and every time a person witnessed a production of Peter Pan. I recall watching the video of the 1960 television play with Mary Martin scores of times with my own daughter Liz as she grew up, each time fascinated by the enchantment in her eyes and feeling some of the same in my own heart. It's been said that Barrie idealized childhood but took a disenchanted view of adult life, and further that his sentimental and whimsical elements in his work continued to cloud his reputation. As I see it, if refusing to grow up is staying young at heart, then I'm with Sir James. Perhaps the king summed it up best in his condolence letter to Peter Davies upon the June 1937 death of Barrie. His loss will be universally mourned, for his writing brought joy and inspiration to young and old alike. Not bad for the boy who never grew up. I'm John Longstreet with another edition of the Longstreet Beat. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again